Why me? Why me? Woke up this morning, bro. Woke up this morning at my house. Oh my gosh. I was actually at home. This camera has been moved. You ever go like away for a little while and then you come back, your stuff's not where it's supposed to be? You're like, dang it, who moved my stuff? Why you gotta move my stuff? You know what I'm saying? Golly, woke up this morning, 3:50 a.m. Woke up this morning, went downstairs, grabbed my big purple cup of water. Feels so good to be home. Woke up this morning, opened my planner, and there's a quote submitted by an actual member of our community. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. We have this planner, the Morning 5 Planner, which if you need one, if you don't have one for this year, you haven't gotten one yet, we still have half a year left. Go to themorning5planner.com, themorning5planner.com. But in that planner, at the top of every page, there's a quote submitted by an actual member of this community. And the quote today said, "Growth often hides behind the things we avoid." Can I get a hallelujah and an amen? Growth often hides behind the things we avoid. Denise Kinsey submitted this quote. Thank you, Denise. I greatly appreciate you. Made me think back to how many times in my life that thing that I avoided for the longest time ever, right? Like avoided picking up the phone because it was the bill collector, right? Or I avoided going to the doctor because I'm not the type of person that likes to go to the doctor. Whatever it is, that thing that I avoided for the longest time actually was the pathway to the solution that I sought. It's just crazy how this thing called life works. So thank you so much, Denise Kinsey, for the reminder. Growth often hides behind the things we avoid. There's something in your life you might be avoiding right now. I'm going to tell you, be the buffalo. If you don't know what that reference means, you need to do probably some reading. Be the buffalo. Be the buffalo. Be the buffalo. Good morning and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Oh, it's so good. It's so good to be able to be as loud as I want. So good to be in my office, in my studio, with my lighting, with my setup. I didn't have to come in today. I didn't have to find a place to set up the light. I didn't have to find a corner. I didn't have to avoid and dodge all the people driving around on shampooing machines and making noise in the background and interfering with my jam. No, just got to come in to my studio, my stuff. I'm so excited about it. But good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Thursday. That's right. Today is Thursday, June 25th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first. Go ahead and hit the like if you're like, I like my stuff. If you know what I'm talking about today. You're like, I like my stuff. Go ahead and hit the like button if you know what I'm talking about. June 25th, 2026. What's crazy is today is the very first, very last time it'll ever be. Thursday, June 25th, 2026. So let's make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Woo! Where it feels good to be home. I feel like I've been gone all month. That's what it really feels like, which I have been gone a lot here in June. I've been on the road quite a bit. I have one more trip coming up to Chicago, so we're going to finish up June with a bang, but I have been to Minnesota, I've been to Michigan, I've been to New York, I've been to Colorado, I've been all over the place this month, but it just feels good to be home. But listen, this whole week while I was on the road, we also launched a series called Why Me? And in this series, Monday, we talked about responsibility. And Tuesday, we talked about how the giants in your life may have been assigned to you. Yesterday, we talked about how our lives are ultimately shaped by our choices. But today I want to zoom out just a little bit because I think more people than ever are asking a little bit different version of the question. Not just asking why me, but why me now? Like, why was I born in this generation? Why this culture? Why this world? Why this moment in history? Like, why me? Why now? You might not word it exactly like that. How you doing, Pete Daly? Great to see you. You might not word it exactly like that, but here's what I hear a lot of people saying, like, oh my gosh, it's the worst it's ever been. Politics, worst it's ever been. End of the world, worst it's ever been. Corruption, worst it's ever been. Evil, worst it's ever been. And to me, I interpret that as you're saying, like, why me? Why now, bro? Why couldn't I have lived in a different time, an easier time, a different agenda, a different political climate, a different weather climate, a different season? Why me? Why now? And so I thought about that a lot this morning and this week as I've been doing this series, because I've been getting a lot of feedback this series, more than I normally do. It seems like this series has really kind of touched home for a lot of people. And so I was thinking about it, and if you think about it, like for hundreds of years, right? What's up, Jonathan Reth? Great to see you, sir. For hundreds of years, people like knew exactly who they were. You know what I mean? Like the dynamic was different, right? Like we had builders. There were builders that built things. There were farmers that farmed things. There were the teachers that taught things. There were mothers. Many of them stayed home and did the mothering thing for hundreds of years. I'm not saying that that's where a woman should be. We're just talking history. There were mothers and there were fathers, and everyone's role was kind of clearly defined. There was the protectors. There was the providers. There was the craftsmen. And what's interesting is if you look back for hundreds of years, and I say hundreds here in the United States, thousands around the world, when you look back, everything that these people did like mattered because someone else was really depending on it and depending on them. You know what I mean? Like the family dynamic, the family unit, the way communities leaned on one another. Like everything you did back in those days, someone depended on it. And here's the thing, life wasn't easy in any way, shape, or form, but it was definitely meaningful. Am I right? Like there was purpose in planting a field that you couldn't harvest for months. There was purpose in building a house with your own two hands. There was purpose in teaching children who would shape the next generation. There was purpose in sacrifice. And here's what we've all heard. My guess is many of you have heard this saying, if not all of you have heard this saying before. My friend Les Brown talks about it in many of his speeches. He says, if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. But if you do what is easy, your life will be hard, right? If you do what is If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. But if you do what is easy, then your life will be hard. And so if you take that one like quote, that one like statement, and then you take a look around at where we're at right now, right? If you took a look around, I mean, you can have food delivered without ever leaving the couch. You don't got to go plant the seeds. You don't have to wait for the harvest. You don't have to tend to the crops. You can just have the food delivered right to your lazy rear end as you're sitting on the couch. It can arrive in seconds, right? Entertainment never stops. You can connect with anyone around the world instantly. Dude, I remember what it was like not so long ago to ride my bicycle. What's up, Adrian? I remember what it was like not so long ago to ride my bicycle across the city, to go knock on the door of a girl that I thought was pretty, not knowing if she would be home, if she was alone. Like, I remember how hard it was to just have a conversation with someone that I wanted to get to know more, to be closer to. And now today, dude, you can connect with everyone and anyone instantly. And somehow, yet we as a society have never been more disconnected. You see, we've confused convenience with fulfillment. We've confused pleasure with purpose. We've confused being busy with becoming significant. And please do not misunderstand what I'm trying to say this morning. Comfort isn't evil. Technology isn't evil. Convenience isn't evil. But when comfort becomes the goal, your purpose begins to disappear. I have a buddy that sent me a message last week, and I will leave him anonymous for anonymous purposes. But he sent me a message because he was incredibly excited because he is a single man, a little bit older than me. And as a single man, a little bit older than me, using dating apps, he had the opportunity, if you want to call it that, to connect very intimately, I'll use those words, with 3 different women last week. And he was celebrating that. And I remember, like, as I'm listening to him, I'm thinking, I know exactly where this road ends. I know exactly where that road ends for him. Not because there's anything wrong with meeting people online. That's not my what I'm saying at all, right? But ultimately because collecting these individual experiences is not the same as building a life. It's just not the same. One is exciting, okay? It's exciting. Yeah, it's fun, it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting. The other one is meaningful. One gives you a rush. Oh, it's a hit. It's the dopamine. It's the thing. The other gives you purpose, bro. One, the quick hit, the quick hookup, 3 different girls in a week. That thing, it fades by morning. It's gone. Whereas meaningful, deep, impactful relationships built together, a life that's built together, that can sustain you for decades. I can't tell you, when I got home to my beautiful wife last night, I just couldn't. Like, she was sitting on the couch, and my family's all around me. My kids are doing all the things that they're doing. My wife got my son this little roller coaster thing, so much joy. And my wife's just sitting on the couch. The kids are all around. And I just like plopped down on the couch. I just wrapped my arms around her. I just laid my head on her lap and was just like, oh my God. Feels so good to be home. Now I've laid my head on that lap for 17 years, man. And maybe it's not, dopamine hit, exciting rush Every time my wife and I are going through and doing some of the mundane things that we do in this thing called life. But golly, I got to tell you, it's so meaningful. You see, our culture keeps offering us these quick dopamine hits, but our souls are actually craving purpose. We're going to talk about that a little bit more today. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do on this show. You know what we got to do. No, we're not doing that. All right, that'll work. Let's go. You know what we got to do. Come on, baby. We got to do some dancing on this show. We got to get these bodies in motion. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So let's get moving, all right? If you're out there running right now, I need you to pick up the pace. If you're lifting weights, I want you to pick up a little bit more weight. Make it a little heavier. Maybe you're in the car, just do some dancing in the car. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're sitting in a cubicle. Maybe you're across the pond. Maybe it's already 10 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning over there. Maybe you're watching this show on replay at 6 o'clock in the evening. I don't care. Get your body in motion. This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. Last but not least, this is the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching this show live or you're watching the show on replay, say what's up, and I will say what's up back. Rachel Guidry, what up, girl? Great to see you. Thank you for being here. Terry Collins is in the building. What's up, Terry? It's great to see you as well. Dana Fishbein. Oh, my goodness. We're seeing some OGs up in here today. Great to see you, Dana Fishbein. Thanks for being here. Robert Pollard is in the building. Greg Becker is in the building and crushing it on the Morning 5 app. If you haven't downloaded the Morning 5 app, go download it, bro. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to. We ran out of music. We're going to loop it back around. Bringing it back. Let's go. Malika Starr is in the building. Spencer Nicholson in the building. Jim Ballard, what up? Let's be the difference today. Jeremy Nalling's in the building. What's up, Jeremy Nalling? Great to see you, sir. Thank you for being here. Tara Hope, good morning. My folks over at Breakfast with Champions, thank you for being here. Gene Hughes is in the building. Linnell Burns is in the building. Valerie Stone is in the building. Judith Coletti is in the building. Kurt McFarland in the building. Tony Thorstad in the building. Let's go. Young and Johnson is up in here today. Scott Simons is up in here today. Ramon Ray is in the building. Trien Top is in the building. Thank you guys so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. It's been an incredible week. It's been an incredible series. It's been super impactful. I hope you've been getting as much out of it as I have. And I appreciate the comments and the messages, everything you guys have been sending this week. It's very encouraging. We've done 2013, 14 episodes of this show, I think. And it's always just such a pleasure to have the opportunity to serve and connect with you in such a powerful, incredible way. So I am grateful for you. If I have not told you that in a long time, let me tell you today, I am absolutely grateful for you, Martin Cowden. Thank you for being here. All right. Why me? That's what we've been talking about this week. So why are so many people asking why me? Maybe, and why now, right? Why me and why now? And I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe the reason the studies are showing that anxiety is rising to the highest level, it might be because so many people are asking, why me, why now? Like maybe that's why loneliness is rising and is at its highest point. Maybe that's why depression is rising and at its highest point. Maybe that's why people keep achieving more and yet feeling less. Because deep down inside every human being is this desire that convenience can never satisfy, and yet we're living in a very convenient world. You feel me? You see, we were not created to merely consume. However, with the advent of the internet, now AI, and the way technology has shifted, and the way business has shifted, We were not created to merely consume, but we've been put in a position to very easily become the consumer. Am I lying? You see, we weren't created to consume. We were created to contribute. That's what we were created to do. We were supposed to contribute. If you think about it, here's what I need you to think about. Television itself only got invented. Television's only been around, 70 years, 80 years? Humans have been around for thousands. Think about that. Television has only been around for 70 or 80 years. Humans have been around for thousands of years. So what were humans doing for thousands of years when they couldn't sit and watch a television? They were creating, bro. They weren't consuming, they were creating. They were planting the crops. They were building the house. They were building the crafts. Do you feel me? They were doing the things that are hard. And when we do the things that are hard, our life becomes easy. When we do the things that are easy, our life becomes hard. My daughter, Savannah, is crushing it on social media. She has an Instagram account, 800% Life. She's absolutely killing it. She gets way more views than I have ever gotten. And I've been doing the social media thing for freaking since 2015. So 12 years. 12 years. She's only been on there for the last 6 months. But it's because we didn't let our kids have any social media. None of my other kids have social media. Savannah's the first to get it, and she got it at 16. And when I handed it to her at 16 years old, when she got her very first smartphone at 16 years old, which I can tell you right here, right now, greatest decision we've ever made as a parent was not giving our kids devices, even though there was tons of pressure to do so. Greatest decision we ever made as a parent, outside of introducing our children to Jesus. Greatest decision we've ever made. So I hand her a smartphone at 16 years old, and I told her, Savannah, you are not a consumer, you are a creator. Your responsibility, the reason you're not getting an account that just says Savannah, this account says 800%.life, is you are representing your father, you are representing our business, you are representing your family with every contribution you make on that platform. Your job, your role, your participation mandates that you create every day on that platform. You're not allowed to sit there and scroll and just consume. You are going to contribute. And I handed her her phone and her first Instagram account at 16 years old, and she's freaking crushing it because every day she's using her imagination, and every day she's freaking creating content, and it's powerful. Go check it out. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. You'll see it. It's super cool. Because we were designed to create, not consume. We weren't designed to simply sit back and be entertained. We were designed to build. We were designed to serve others. We were designed to create. We were designed to make sacrifices. We were designed to love one another. We were designed to leave something behind that matters. So when you're asking, or maybe not in those exact words, but the why me, why nows of the world, why in this time, why when things are so complicated and divided and so ugly, and why me, and so on and so forth. Listen, you were born for this time. That's the question that I want you to ask. You ready? What if you weren't born in the wrong generation? What if you were born for exactly this generation? Maybe God didn't accidentally place you here. Maybe God intentionally placed you in a distracted world because he knew you'd become more focused. You ever think about that? You ever think that maybe God knows what the heck he's doing better than you do? You ever think about that? Maybe God placed you in a lonely world because he knew that you would be the one to build community. You ever think about that? You're like, man, the world's so lonely. Everybody's so disconnected. Well, maybe God put you here to do something about it. Maybe God put you in a divided world. The world is so divided. Politics is so divided. Everybody's so divided. Well, maybe God put you in a divided world because he knew that you would become a bridge and bridge that division. Maybe God placed you in a culture obsessed with comfort because he knew that you'd be the one to choose purpose and inspire others to do the same. You see, everyone complains about the darkness, but very few people decide to become the light. In the book of Esther, there's a verse that I've always loved. Mordecai looks at Esther and says, "Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" For such a time as this. Not another century. You were not placed in another century. Not another country. You were not placed in another country. Not another family. You were not given another family. No, this one, this moment, this assignment. Could it be that the question is not, why was I born now? Maybe the question is, what was I born to do now that I am here? Listen, dude, our culture will tell you to chase what feels good. But your soul is calling for you to chase what matters. We're in a culture that says avoid the hard things, but yet your purpose is telling you run towards those hard things. The culture says consume, consume, consume. Your purpose says create, create, create. The culture says think about yourself, serve yourself, live out your truth. But your purpose says serve somebody else, bro. Because here's the truth. The things that mean the most, the things that are the most meaningful and have been for thousands and thousands of years are things like marriage or long-standing relationships where you build a life together that has meaning. Things like parenting, long-standing relationships where you build things together that has meaning. Leadership, long-standing relationships where you help grow and develop other people. That's got meaning. Faith, a long-standing relationship with the God that created all of this. That has meaning. Building a business, that has meaning. Taking care of your body, building your body to love the way you look in the mirror, that has meaning. Building a legacy, that has meaning. And none of these things are easy. None of them. Marriage is not easy. Parenting is not easy. Leadership is not easy. Having faith is not easy. Building a business is not easy. Building your body is not easy. Building a legacy is not easy. None of them are easy, and yet every single one of them are worth it. So today, maybe you've been asking, why me and why now? Maybe today's answer is this. The reason why me and the reason why now is because someone has to build. And maybe that someone is you. Someone has to lead, and maybe that someone is you. Someone has to tell the truth, and maybe that someone is you. Someone has to love when everyone else hates, and maybe that someone is you. Someone has to create hope in a hopeless world, and maybe that someone is you. Someone has to raise great children, and maybe that someone is you. Someone has to serve, and maybe that someone is you. Someone has to stand. So why not you? Maybe you weren't born into the wrong time, the wrong country, the wrong family. Maybe you were born for the exact time that needs you the most. Maybe you were born for the exact time that needs you the most. Maybe, just maybe, the God of the universe, the God that made everything, because you and I are children of God. I don't know if you know that yet or not. Hopefully you will if you don't. But you and I are children of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And I always find it fascinating when you and I have this ability to sit on the sidelines thinking that we know more than the pros. You know what I mean? You know, when you're sitting on the sideline watching a professional baseball game or a professional football game or a professional basketball game, or you're watching, a professional politician, or you're watching, professional whatever, and you're like, this is what they should be doing. This is what they should be doing. Why aren't they doing it this way? They should have done this. They should have done that. You're yelling about the referee. Oh, he has no idea what he's talking about. Oh my gosh. This person that's creating this piece of content, this person that's wrote this book, right? Like so on and so forth. We're just all these sideline judges, and we think we know better than the expert. Well, maybe in this particular case, the expert, the God of the universe, the one that created everything, maybe instead of going, we know better than he does, maybe we need to look at it and simplify it and just break it down and say, you know what? God put me here for a reason. God put me here at this time in this season for a purpose. God created me on purpose, with purpose, and for a purpose. Let's do that today. Why me? Why now? Because you, my friend, are a child of God. That's why you, and that's why now. And that God knows what he's doing. He don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes. So listen, my name's Glenn. I'm your friend. I absolutely love you. If nobody's told you yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. I truly do. Have an amazing, incredible day. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do this all over again right here on #Rise and Grind. Have a great day. Peace. Alarm clock ringing, was still asleep. Dreamer, stay dream. Let's go. Let's go. It's 5:30 a.m. and the world's awake. Glenn Lundy in the house, no time to break. Husband to one, father to nine. This is the anthem, this is the grind. Let's go. Rise and grind every single day. 5:30 in the morning, Glenn's leading the way. Husband to one, father to nine. Host of the show, man, it's time to shine. Rise and grind, keep the fire alive. Motivation daily, we all gon' thrive. From the stage to the mic, he's one of a kind. This is the anthem, rise and grind. Before the sunrise, he's sparking the flame. Millions inspired, remember the name. Faith, family, future, he's leading with love. Drop